everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope everyone is feeling good. I wanted to make a quick little video just to compare my first two Ocrevus infusions. So it is technically still my first dose. So the first dose that you get is split into two separate appointments, just to kind of give your body a chance to adapt to it. But I just want to compare those two separate infusions. I had two different experiences, which was very interesting. So I had made a video on the first infusion that I got. I will leave it linked below. So if you haven't seen that, feel free to check it out. So again, bear in mind, this is still my first dose, but it's just in two separate infusions. They are separated out with 2 weeks in between. That looks like 4, but I mean 2. Let's just get right in. So first dose I got, first half of the dose, let's say, first half of the dose. During the infusion, itchy throat, itchy ears, it's quite normal. You're having a slight allergic reaction to it, but it was bearable. And I was beginning to get slight back pain in my lower back. And when I got home, that lower back pain was worse. So it had gotten worse throughout the day, and it was like really bad period pain. And now that only lasted for, let's say, the day, and I had gone for a nap that evening, and I think it had kind of passed, but it was still a little bit there, but it was definitely gone by the following day. But the biggest kind of symptom I guess was my legs. My legs were so weak. I could walk, I could walk around the house, but I couldn't go for a walk, if that makes sense, and I couldn't stand for longer than a couple of seconds. So it was kind of like the weakness that I would experience when I'm having a relapse. So that was obviously very unpleasant, and it's very hard to rest because they're so restless, because you're constantly trying to find that relief. It's like you've been standing for like 12 hours, and then when you sit down you get that massive feeling of relief, but you don't have that relief. Do you know that sort of way? It just feels like they're still standing. If that makes sense. So yeah, it's like a restless feeling. But that lasted, I'd say, for around a week. And then the other symptom was fatigue. I was completely wiped, so tired, sleeping in quite late, 10, 11, and then taking naps throughout the day. And yeah, just kind of not really having much energy to do anything. I think I kind of got my energy back after about the 2-week mark, when I was getting ready to go in for my second half of the dose, but I still wasn't 100% myself. So then my second half of the dose, I went in for that, so that was 2 weeks in the difference. It was actually technically 2 weeks and 1 day, but sure, look, I didn't have that itchy throat feeling. Actually, my blood pressure dropped quite low. So I had no itchy throat or itchy ears, but yeah, my blood pressure was quite low, so I had to drink so much water. I think I drank 6 bottles of water while I was in there. The nurse just kept giving me a new bottle of water, and he was just like, drink that, drink that, drink that. And at one point, I did get quite lightheaded, and it was it wasn't that I was struggling to breathe, but I definitely felt I had a slight difficulty breathing, if that makes sense. But the flow rate was a little bit higher, so we did lower that down, but once we got my blood pressure up a bit, we then increased the flow rate again. For both of them, I was in there for 5 hours, but the second one I probably would have been out quicker, but I think it was just busier in the neurology ward, day ward, sorry. So it took a while for the nurse to come over and take the cannula out of my arm and all that jazz. So I probably would have been out a little bit quicker, because it defo was a higher flow rate as far as I'm aware. Came home, I had no back pain, and I had so much energy. I felt amazing. But that was because of the steroids. So I mean, initially I was like, oh, it's just the steroids. But then it lasted for a couple of days, and I was like, maybe it's not steroids, maybe I just feel unreal. And even when I got home after the infusion, I went for a walk and all, whereas the first infusion that I got, I couldn't go outside the house for days. But yeah, anyways, after I'd say a couple of days that passed, and then I was kind of back to the fatigue. Now, it wasn't as bad this time. I definitely didn't sleep until 11 or anything like that, but even today now I slept until 10, which is kind of late. Like for me it is. Like because I've previously, or before I went on Ocrevus, like I'd wake up at 7:30, 8. Like even on the weekends, do you know that sort of way? Jeez, I'm sweating. But what's it? Yeah, so the fatigue kind of came back, and I just had that lack of energy, but my legs didn't get that weakness. Now one of the nights they did, which was very interesting, and I think it was only my right leg, which is the leg that does get weak randomly, even like before Ocrevus. Yeah, so sleeping in that bit later, and I'm starting to take naps again. These are like just a wave of like extreme fatigue, and it's like it just happens out of nowhere. It's like this heaviness on your whole body, and you have to lie down, and like you fall asleep so quickly, which is quite inconvenient to say the very least. Yeah, I think I was like feeling a bit low as well, but I don't know if that's just because like I've been kind of locked up for the last 3 weeks. But that also is a symptom of the drug. Like you can feel that kind of emptiness after you get the infusion. So not too worried. But yeah, so I was actually talking to my Ocrevus nurse before I got the first infusion, and she was saying that you won't actually know how your body reacts to the drug until you get your like 3rd dose. So the first 2, that was my first dose, and I'm due to get my 2nd one in December, and then 6 months after that again would be like June. So it won't be until like next June that I really know how my body reacts to the drug. Because some people are absolutely fine and they'll go to work after they get the infusion. Some people need a couple of days, some people will go to work the next day. So she was just like saying that I probably won't fully know how my body reacts to it until I've gotten my 3rd dose. So if you come back to me in about a year's time, I'll let you know. That's kind of it. I just thought I would do a quick kind of comparison of the 2. It was interesting to see how the 2 separate infusions were quite different, and I think I will do a follow-up video maybe in like 3 months time, where like obviously I will have fully kind of adapted to the drug and just see how I'm getting on. Because I remember with Tecfidera, it took me a couple of months to adapt to that, but once I did, like I felt unreal. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, I hope this has been helpful, or maybe if someone else is, you know, starting Ocrevus in the near future, this will be helpful or informative. And I did see a girl on TikTok that she said her one was like that as well. So I was like, that's very interesting. It's always great to know you're not the only one. Let's leave this here. I hope it's been informative and I hope you enjoyed it. And I shall see you in the next video. Bye.